Salam, shalom, wise solid speaking. Hopefully everyone's well. Let me know if I'm clear. Subscribe to the channel. From me. Visit the website wiseservant.org. All I need is a sound check. Am I louder than the music? Reefers was kind of good. Took my throat. I'm trying to get it back. Salam, shalom, page E3. Okay, you guys see the title. I want to do this deep video explaining to you guys what Babylon is. Thank you, Thomas, man. Don't give all your hard earnings away. There's other people in here that can give back. In any event, I want to do this deep video explaining what a Babylon is. Now, of course, the word Babylon is the ancient word for city. Country, city. This is a size thing, but you get my point? Don't get lost on that. Babylon was the ancient word for city, meaning we have the word city, our country. In the past, they had the word Babylon. Now, of course, in the past, there were no cities or countries. You just had your forest land and your people dwelling wherever they chose in that environment. Then, of course, at some point in time, someone decides to create a city, country. And this was referred to as a Babylon. And so you'll have a city or country in its name. But all cities in a whole would be classified as a Babylon. So I'm trying to give you guys clear understanding. We live in a time where everyone has a different perspective on every little thing. And so that's all Babylon, that word means. It's just the ancient word for any city you could think of. But of course, this was in a time where there were no cities. So many may think the first city was Babylon. No. There was an ancient city referred to as Babylon and your Babylonians. But that was not the name of that city. And of course, time passes. You have cities that take the names of cities that preceded them, or that was before them. But you get my point? In regards to the first city or any of your ancient cities, they would have been referred to as Babylons. This is not just restricted to Babylonians, which would have been a later thing. And so, hopefully, everyone's clear on that. I'm trying to get everyone on the same page. Babylon is a city. When I say Babylon, I'm just speaking of any city you can think of, whether old or new. Now, before I go in depth on what a Babylon is, meaning a Babylon is a city. Now I want to explain to you guys exactly what a city is because you all live in them. But before I do that, I want to give you guys a quick status lesson. You have the word black and white. Like I said, you have the word black and white. Now, white coincides with height. WHITE. Knock off the W, you have height. Of course, height spelled that way are HEIGHT, all the same. Height. And so when you're dealing with the word white, it coincides with light and height. Of course, light or fire rises. And so white is an offshoot or word that would be associated with these type of things. High. Like I said, white, knock off the W, you have height. Now when you get to the word black, if you knock off the B, you have lack. Lack, low. These things all coincide. The point I'm making is black and white are not nationalities, they're statuses. They're a major minor thing. So when y'all hear majority and y'all think of white, and then y'all hear minority and y'all think of all other races, y'all think in terms of numbers. Like whoever's the majority they have the most numbers. This goes back to tarot card times, meaning major and minor, or majority and minority. This goes back to tarot card times. You have your major arcana and your minor arcana, and this is in regards to the cards. The major arcana, or the major cards, are above the minor ones. Now in terms of a city, the majority is above the minority. So y'all acknowledge certain words and things, not fully understanding, what you're acknowledging. And so if you refer to yourself as the minority, you're referring to yourself as the lesser card, if we're speaking tarot, in regards to where you live at, the lesser person. And so you go get a job, it asks you your nationality, but it doesn't have it in nationalities. Meaning it doesn't have every nationality on the job application, and you check your specific nationality. It has like black African American, white Caucasian, Native American Asian. You get my point? Those are all classifications of status. Have nothing to do with the nationalities per se, but all nationalities will fall into those classifications. White being the height or the pinnacle of the status, and black being the low or the bottom of the status. Peace and wisdom, Dennis G. And so hopefully that's clear. Meaning if you refer to yourself as a minority or a black person, you fell into the status games. And this is why it's important that you guys stop, pumping nationalities, especially if you're black, because it's such a disrespect to your ancestors, yourself as well. But Black people don't care about themselves in today's time, so ancestors. Y'all like my wand? I've done. We'll get to that when I'm done. But you guys like my wand? Anyone want to know what a wand is for? We'll get to that when I'm done. Don't worry. Big Usia, salam, shalom. If you guys have any questions, y'all make sure y'all ask. And make sure y'all give me compliments. I don't mind. Like, if you want to write like Silas, you're really cute. I don't mind. Go ahead, put it. Do it. Put it up there. Go ahead. Go on ahead. I don't mind. You know. My name's Big Usia. If you're new here, like they've classified me as he who has ego. So I, I like to live up to like my titles. You dig? No one can have big ego than me. Not as long as I'm alive. Too much? Too much? A little bit too much? I don't know. Let me know when y'all done. Like, let me know when y'all find a nice, suitable title for me. I'll live up to that. This is. Oh, Let's Live Vid said, what is the wand for? I'll get to that when I finish the video. And I'll give you guys some more ego. And let me get through the video. It's a very deep thing. Now, where was I at? Oh, explaining to you guys how you guys have took on a status of the law because of ignorance, meaning y'all didn't know. Now, of course, y'all do not have to acknowledge these statuses. This is why you have other. This is why you have other ways of life outside of Babylon as well. But living in Babylon, you have to pick a status or you get labeled with this status. And so if you're black or African American, this is not the name of a nationality. A nationality coincides with the country. There's no country African America or black. And so no, right there, you just take on a status. Like, it's the equivalent of saying I'm low. Like when we say like I'm black or I'm African American, it's the equivalent of saying that I'm low or I'm the least, because that's what that word or title in regards to your nationality or the country you live in is for. It's for that status. So you get my point? Even when you say nigga, nigga deriving from negra, which means black in Spanish, it's the same. Say, what's up, my nigga? It's the same as saying, what's up, my low? Of course, this coincides with death, unconsciousness, you know. And so hopefully you guys grasp. There's a lot of sorcery put on y'all. Salam, shalom, Melissa Morton. She said I'm looking sexy. Yeah, thank you, you know. And if you guys have any more compliments that you want to put up there, I don't mind, you know. It's okay to interrupt the video with compliments. Don't interrupt it with stupid questions, but if you must, be sure to interrupt it with compliments for Big Usia. Nobody else, just me. How am I doing with my ego? Like, is it up to par? Like, or do I need to get more like of a Scottish or London accent? My name's Big Usia. I'll practice. Don't worry, it's gonna be deep. I'm gonna come back. Y'all are mad fake, so y'all will just pretend like Silas always spoke with. Silas always spoke like that. Salam, shalom, Melissa Morton. She said, I'm loving this smile. Yeah, y'all need to smile more. Life is either going to be about smiles or frowns. I mean, you're either going to do one or the other, so might as well smile. Find things to smile about so the smile be real. Move forward from there. Now, what a city is or Babylon is this. It all started with Nimrod. Yeah, British accents makes everything sound richer. Now, like I said, Babylons they start with Nimrod. Now, Nimrod's not a person, but Nimrod is a title for a specific type of person. This type of person is a hunter of men or humans. And so this person would have been referred to as a Nimrod. So you will never find Nimrod in history, but you will find Nimrods, meaning men who have built up cities, or men who have conquered other men and built up cities and became, kings of these cities. Now, I'm not sure if you guys understand what domestication is, but I'll give you an example. You know, like those little teacup Yorkie dogs? They domesticate them, meaning they mix breed them with many other types of breeds of dogs to make them that way. Domestication. Same thing happens with chickens. You know, y'all buy chicken meat. So you have like farms where they domesticate chickens, meaning mix breed them, GMO them, make them a specific way for, whatever the purpose they're using them for. So when you're talking about teacup Yorkie dogs, they mix breed them, make them real small like that for the purposes of sale. You're talking about pit bulls, well, you have people who domesticate pit bulls for the purposes of fighting, making them more aggressive, more stronger. And so they may, shoot them up with steroids, all types of things, but they breed them however they choose, meaning they domesticate them. They take them out of their natural state and kind of, mix breed them out. And do this for color or for whatever the purpose may be. And so this first started with sheeps, meaning a shepherd was a domesticator of sheep. Who would breed the sheep, of course, use the sheep or goat for their milk, their wool, their meat. And so I'm giving you guys an example of what domestication is, meaning you have all sorts of, well, you don't have all sorts of domestication, but you have domestication on all sorts of animals for many different purposes. You have horses that are domesticated. When I say domesticated, you have wild animals like a boar, and it will be conquered by a man and then domesticated, meaning breeded out, creating more. It may be breeded with this thing to make it have a different feature. And this is how we get like pigs. Same with wolves. You have wild wolves or wild dogs, like the wild dogs in Africa. They're like similar to hyenas. And then they breed them or domesticate them into the dog pets that y'all know of, where they come in a variety of colors. They're tamed. This is what domestication is. When you catch or conquer a wild thing and you breed it and tame it, and you keep that cycle going for generation after generation. The person is called the shepherd, meaning a ruler over that species of animal. Now, when you're dealing with a Babylon, which is a city or a country, a Babylon is a human domestication center. Everything I explained to you with the animals, that's the main purpose of what a city is for. This is why it says Nimrod was a mighty hunter of the Lord. He was a mighty hunter of men. It's to say he conquered men the same way a shepherd would conquer sheep. And he domesticate them out, and you get it? They serve his purpose. And so if you live in a city, you live in a domestication center. Now I want you guys to go all the way back to the beginnings of a city, or country, anyone you can think of. It starts as a rainforest. And you have your indigenous people living there. They're not civilized. They have no clothes on. They don't have tribes, villages, none of that. They just live out in the forest. This is your original man, similar to animals. Colonizers come to these areas and they carve out their place in that forest, and those are your boundary lines of the city, meaning the city will be built within those boundary lines, and it will serve as a domestication center of the indigenous people in that place, meaning those people will be mixed bred with your colonizers coming, mixed bred with one another, meaning you may have a peoples over here on that in that forest that look this way, and a peoples over here that look that way. They may even be crossbred with animal. And this is top level science, but we way past top level science. So you get my point? And so this is your domestication center. This is happening in the Amazon rainforest right now. Meaning they're colonizing the Amazon rainforest, and everything I'm saying is happening right now to them. That's why you have the undocumented immigrants, kind of being housed and stored. Remember back in like 2006, 2007, maybe I got the year wrong. And y'all seen all them FEMA-like coffins, them plastic coffins, and y'all thought that was like some end of the world thing they was preparing for. They was preparing for all the indigenous people that was going to be running out of the Amazon rainforest into Brazil, Mexico, making their way into America. When you colonize the rainforest, meaning when you go into the rainforest and you start chopping down trees and building it up, whatever animals and people live in that area are going to flee. Now we talking about butt naked indigenous people and animals that y'all never seen. And so again, those coffins was plastic like that for them. They don't necessarily need headstones because they ain't civilized to the civilized. So it was like if a bunch of animals die, just get like bins to throw them in, it's no big deal. They view it like that. So that's what's been happening for the past 20, 25 years or so with the Amazon rainforest. They're building it up. You have your cities and countries there, new nationalities there from that mixed breeding. And then, of course, those domesticated people will serve that city by working their job for the city or doing whatever they do within the city, serving as the pets of the city owner. No different than the sheep serve the shepherd. Shalom, shalom, direction. I'm assuming you guys are grasping somewhat. And so this is the only purpose for a city. Of course, after that, city becomes a business, trades and betting market on the stock, the people and all the other resources. But the start is a domestication thing. And so I want you guys to grasp, like, if you guys had, like, if you guys breed pit bulls or whatever, and you know how you treat them, where it doesn't matter. You kind of like, you're trying to get the results you want. You get my point? Like that. The people are just, this is what y'all call slavery. Like, man, it was slavery that happened in America. No, that's the beginnings of domestication. It's like rough. Think animals when they're being domesticated like chickens. They all stacked in a cage and it's ugly. But after the end product, is ready, then you get my point? Mind you, this is in a time where they're buying and selling slaves, or people. So it's a domestication thing, like a real animal thing. Meaning if you live in a city, you just the end results of domestication of humans. Shalom, shalom, direction. And so you be mindful of that, meaning in terms of your being treated fairly, you will never be treated any different than any domesticated thing. Period. Like I said, y'all breed dogs, y'all breed whatever y'all breed, y'all don't think of the life of the thing. Like, damn, what are we doing? It's no different for y'all. This is why man gets circumcised. Same way a shepherd would brand his animals or clip them. Like that. It's some ancient city ritual. Not a ritual, but you get it? Ancient city or shepherd king stuff. In the past, slaves was branded. Went from branding to clipped. I guess you know. When you're dealing with branding, that can be burned off or branded over. And so when you get the clippings, you talking about cold-blooded rulers. Like, they're not gonna have no mistake of none of they pets being stole or mistaken for anything. Meaning you can't brand over circumcision or clipping. You get my point? And so now, if you steal my slaves or whatever, I'll know off rip. All my slaves is clipped. Meaning all my slaves' dicks is clipped. That part. If a man got a slave with a clipped dick, I know that's my slave. How'd you get that? That's my order that I made up. Like that. And y'all have all the knowledge. Y'all say, man, when they cut off the foreskin, it's a lot of wisdom that go with that and blah, 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 blah. When somebody domesticating an animal, they wouldn't give a fuck. Why is that important to them? When y'all cutting off the pit bull ears, do y'all care if that take away from the pit bull senses and hearing? Hell no. Y'all clip the goddamn ears. It's your dog. You do what you want. Say I'm breeding mines like that. I'm clipping the ears. End the story. You don't go into the research to see like what does the tip of the dog ears really matter and like that. Cut y'all dick off back in the day, the whole dick, it wouldn't matter to them. There's real slaves that was real domesticated men that was like that. You cut a nigga whole dick off. You just have a bunch of dickless slaves. That's how he know his slaves. You say, why would somebody do that? Because they view the people like how y'all view animals. Just they pets. Serve their purpose, which is serving that king or serving that city. Do y'all follow all the way? Peace and wisdom, off-grid prosperity. And so now y'all just kind of do y'all own thing. Meaning y'all play football, basketball. Y'all are jesters. That's like comedians, actors, entertainers. And y'all kind of take care of the mixed breeding on y'all own now. Like, I was watching an interview where they said that Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy's children are dating. So like that, make like a super comedian. You know what? LeBron James is with some chick from the WNBA. I'm just giving y'all an example. Or he'll be encouraged to be. If this was the past in slavery times, they would just make it like that. Like, nigga, you gonna be with her, and y'all gonna have a baby, and then we gonna kill y'all. We gonna sell this baby for so much money. We gonna sell this future basketball anomaly for so much. You get my point? Y'all for that. Meaning if you play basketball and you like, yeah man, I wanna be a basketball player in the NBA. You like that. You like an animal domesticated to play basketball, to serve the masters, make them rich, keep them busy, watching you run up down the court all sweaty and shit like that. Ain't pay you, but money ain't nothing. It's about life. It don't matter how much money somebody give you if they take away your time in life. You get my point? Consider these things. It's a deep, deep thing. If y'all have any questions, y'all can ask. Now, of course, y'all supposed to remove yourselves from these kind of conditions. I'm not sure if y'all even fathom what I'm saying. A lot of y'all are lost in the light, material items, money. You got a false sense of understanding. You're a domesticated thing, so you get my point. You're gonna view things how you do, I suppose. But y'all supposed to remove yourselves outside of the Babylons because of that reason. Meaning y'all domesticated. Everything y'all have here is fake. That's the whole point of the Babylon. It's like a domestication ground. This is why when y'all beat up y'all own people, they be like it's domesticate. What? What is it called? What it be like? It's the domesticate. What is that called? If a man beat up his wife, they be like, yeah, it's domestic, like domestic violence. I don't want y'all to think what I'm saying made up. This is real. It's not even hidden. Like, I don't know why y'all don't know this. This is not a secret. This is why if you beat up your peoples, they be like, yeah, this domestic violence. If you beat up somebody that ain't from your domesticated pal, then it ain't domestic violence. You get it? But if you beat up your sister, y'all was domesticated from the same pal. Meaning y'all the same slave, the same animal that was mixed breeded however it was. They're the brownies. And so you get my point? They call it what it is, domesticate. Domestic violence. Violence between two domesticated. I don't want to hurt y'all feelings. This shit go too deep. Some of y'all ain't ready for the truth. But it's like Washington, D.C. D.C. stand for Domestication Center. But I don't feel like arguing with y'all. Some of you say, no, it stand for District of Columbia. Why would it stand for that? That's stupid. Think about that. Just think about that. Columbia is not over here. Don't nobody from Columbia run shit in Washington, D.C., and you know that. Don't nobody from Columbia run shit over here. It's Domestication Center. That's what everything is about. It's a domestication thing. When they shipping products, it's like, is it domestic? I'm laughing because we domesticated people. Like, somebody in life was really sick. Like, yeah, I want to do that with people. It's not funny, but it is if you think about it. It's absurd. Meaning man domesticates sheep, chickens. Some man said, yeah, I'm gonna do that with people. They better than animals. They could work for me and do whatever I want them to do. Till my soil, build my house, build me other houses so I could sell other people. Like, the possibilities is endless. But do you get my point? We the end result of that. Like, y'all domesticated animals. Y'all somebody's wealth. Like, China can have an argument with America and it be over property like people. Like, you owe me 5 million people. Like, this shit's sick. I don't think y'all can really truly fathom all the way, but so this is why y'all have, a social security number, a barcode number. Shit goes deep. Y'all domesticated animals, but humans. Not original man no more. Some mixed down thing. That's why y'all got like, be like, I'm half this, half, you get it? Y'all half everything. Domesticated species. Here to serve the city. So y'all sacrifice y'all lives for the city. Meaning if you the goddamn bus driver, you drive the bus for like 8 to 12 hours a day. Then you go home, get yourself something to eat, go to sleep, you wake up, you do that shit again. And you serve the city driving they fucking buses. And you don't have no life. You don't need to worry about nothing. Maybe once in a while you can get a vacation and go somewhere and pretend like you have a new life. Then you come back and you work your bus for the city. Your peoples ain't never gonna get no ownership in the bus route that you drive and work for. That ain't your business. You just a domesticated slave. And you're just a person that was domesticated for that purpose. And hopefully you teach your kids how to be that. Serve their city doing whatever the hell you do. You get my point? You work at the cable company. You be cutting niggas' cable off. You was domesticated just for that. Like, they say in the future we gonna sell cable and shit. And so, do you get it? You need people to do these jobs. Meaning building up a city and keeping a city rolling and going take work. To build it up ain't enough, but you got to keep it going because once it's built up, it's now like a betting monopoly ground. And everything's being either bought into, like stocks and trades. Everything's being traded off stock then. Y'all want some food, y'all got to bring y'all papers to trade for it. It's like a stocks and bonds life. Even when y'all go to like buy food, y'all don't go to the forest and get food. Y'all deal with food transaction. You get it? Meaning y'all don't live life, y'all live transaction. Y'all are stocks and bonds, so y'all live like that, like in the trade. Y'all real lives is in the trade, like. I'm not sure if that's clear. I like my. No, let me finish the video. That's it. It's easy for me to, dwindle off because y'all domesticated, so y'all don't. I've been saying these things, y'all don't listen. I don't. I don't know what else to say. But in that way. Now I did a video where I said if you guys all just quit child slavery, then that's how you make a Babylon fall or a domestication center crumble. But the thing is to get everybody, meaning all the domesticateds, to realize that you just serving a purpose. It don't matter how much you paid for that purpose. The whole point of the purpose, y'all don't get that y'all robbed of y'all life and y'all freedom. There is no money in buying shit. Everything you want is produced by the forest. If you want a house, you have to know how to chop down a tree, make your wood cuts, your 2x4 cuts out of that tree, build your skeleton of the house, use the resources around you. The same stuff y'all buy out of Home Depot, it come from the forest. Every piece that y'all buy. You would just have to do it by hand. Meaning the same wood that y'all buy out of Home Depot is in the trees. It's the same thing. You would just have to know how to skin the bark off. You get it? Get your tape measure and make your perfect cuts. But the point I'm making is everything that y'all buy, y'all live as a transaction, it's not real. You get it? Outside of your city, there's just a forest with all the resources in it that you could use for whatever you could think of. Within, I was going to show y'all. If you ever walk by a little plant or something, take the stem, break it in half. It's summertime now, so it should still be soft. And look at how you can pull it apart like stringy, meaning the stem. It might be hard for you to just snap and break, because it's flexible, but you can rip it like polyester strings almost. We talking about a plant, the stem of it. Those little string pieces, this is your fibers. That's dried out and spin into thread. Then that thread is weaved into a whole fabric and then sold into a shirt, pants, a shoe, whatever. Depending on the plant, meaning whatever kind of plant it is, will determine what kind of fabric it is. Meaning if you want a silk shirt, you will need to get the fibers of plants that produce silk. Banana plants, stuff like that. You get my point? And so Y'all live in like a trade or stocks and bonds system for nothing. Meaning y'all live in y'all Babylons in the belief, man, if I don't work and slave in my Babylon, I'm gonna die. How am I have anything? You're not gonna have nothing because you don't have no wisdom of nature and the life around you. You learning numbers and how to trade. You get it? Y'all not learning nothing I just said. Y'all learning how to slave and work for the paper to buy watered down resources. You get my point? You chop down a tree, you gonna make and use the best wood cuts you can out the tree. Your resources is unlimited. When you go buy the wood from Home Depot, they done watered it down and stretched it out so they can sell. You get it? Meaning they gonna bleed one tree out and get every dime off it that they can to the point where the wood ain't even of good quality. Like that. Y'all slave to buy watered down resources back that y'all already have free access to, but y'all don't know what to do with. You get my point? And so, y'all live in the cities as domesticated humans, slaving for the city to die, be put in a box, and then on to your, descendants, your children. And you did the same way. Bled out, worked till they die, put in a box. The domestication life. And so keep that in mind. Like, you go and work and get put inside of a box like nothing. And it's because you live in a Babylon. And so y'all not never gonna learn nothing real. Y'all gonna learn y'all curriculum. Y'all gonna learn it to be slaves, serve the city, die, end the story. Never being free to live and experience life and learn everything about life around y'all. Cause y'all busy. Y'all sold y'all soul or y'all time to the Babylon and was breeded for that purpose. And so kind of grasp what I'm saying. It's a deep thing. If y'all have any questions, ask. I'm about to depart. Well, at some point, y'all need to come together so y'all can depart y'all cities. If you're someone who has to depart on your own, I have a book coming out. It's a book, a course book. Land Resource Product Wealth. Explaining the land, all the resources on it, and what products they make. You get my point? Meaning every product y'all buy from the store, it starts as a resource in the forest. And so y'all can use the book, do what you need to for the generations that come after you. Otherwise, y'all kids gonna be living in these breeding grounds, these domestication grounds. They're gonna get locked up in cages. They gonna get COVID. They gonna get tested with all kind of new things. You get my point? You have, what's that called? The FDA, the USDA? The food people, where they test the food out. Like, to make sure the food pass inspections. Why do you need that if ain't nothing being done to the food? You get my point? And so, if any of you guys know the name, put the name up, please, of the, what is it that, it's not the FDA. What is the name of the food thing? I can't focus until I get the name right. That is the name? Tell me what it stands for. FDA. It ain't the FDA. USDA. Tell me what it stands for. Y'all blabbering what I already said. I'm trying to get the correct name. I don't want to play with y'all. There ain't nobody out of all of y'all in here that know that simple thing. Don't take offense. I'm not teaching stupids. I mean, I need smart people in here. Ain't not one person in this motherfucker that know what that's called. Y'all have stuff added to y'all food. Y'all have certain chemicals added to y'all food. Let me show that. Like mango puree. You have your food administrations that test these things to make sure that the food right. They got that for because the food y'all have ain't real. It's like I'm getting aggravated because I can't believe y'all don't fucking know the answer to that. Y'all don't know shit in the daytime. Meaning I got y'all on the deep knowledge. And shit I figure y'all wouldn't know. But y'all don't know simple shit like that. You get my point? Where if I'm stuck and I'm like, damn, what is 2 plus 2 again? None of y'all know 4? My mind like that. Damn, no, none of them even know 2 plus 2, this curriculum shit. If they don't know that, who am I even talking to? I don't want y'all to take offense. Like, oh, it's a big deal. It's not a big deal, but it is. Because the wisdom I bring ain't motherfuckers that don't know nothing. Like, okay, Yesenia. I should have stabbed the fuck out of one. No, we're domesticators. Salam, shalom. I enjoyed you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the views. Salam, shalom. I got to go. Peace and wisdom.